For the first goofy rebuild of Madden 26, I thought we would do something fun, where we are going to be starting with this team with 0 players. None on offense, none on defense, looking a little weird. However, we are allowed to have every single first round pick, or at least as many as the game will let us have, which is 25. And we are going to have to rebuild this non-existent team by only these draft picks, which might not sound hard necessarily, at least to build a good team on paper, but getting Madden generated players to actually perform well in simulation is a struggle. So we are going to see by the end of today's video if we can turn this into the highest overall team in the league, which I'm sure we can. That's not what I'm worried about, but I want to see how good we can make this team perform and if this team can actually win a Super Bowl in simulation. Now, of course, this is something I've done a few times on the channel before. Y'all seem to really enjoy when I do it. I enjoy doing it, but this is a challenge that actually took me 5 tries to complete. So we'll see if we can complete it in Madden 26. But I'm super excited to get into this. So I'm going to keep this intro short, but most importantly, be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy. Sounds weird, but it really helps out the channel. And if we can get to, you know what? I set the goal of 5,000 likes yesterday and we hit 1,000 in like 10 hours. So you know what? Once again, let's see if we can hit 5,000 likes. And once we hit that goal, probably in I don't know how long, it'll let me know y'all want to see a team of no players rebuild. But every player I add, I have to change their position. I think I've done something similar to that before, but this would be a lot harder. So leave a like if you would want to see that as my next goofy rebuild. And also be sure to subscribe, trying to hit 80K, or no, 100K, trying to hit 85K, let's see, in the next week. Subscribe if you haven't already. And then very last thing, no shout out for this, but I give shout outs sometimes if I use someone's suggestion for a video. So let me know any goofy ideas, something similar to this, down in the comments. And if I use that, I'll give you a shout out. But enough yapping, let's get into more yapping. Let's finally get into this. Now, obviously, as we always start these out with, unfortunately, you can't simulate a game without players, and I don't want the CPU to sign players for me. So let's build an interesting team here. Okay, I signed a few players, and then I got bored. I don't know, my attention span is cooked apparently, but got Ben DiNucci in here. We got Nathan Peterman. We got the better Boise State running back, George Holani. I signed a couple really good receivers. Let's see what the CPU signs for us. I never really do this because sometimes it signs too good of players, but I want to see. Okay, well, we're 73 overall. We actually have an 81 defense. Okay, Gabe Davis. It re-signed a few players I just released, like Arroyo and Oluwatimi. Jedrick Wills, Brandon Scherf, Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins is a 92. Justin Simmons and Matt Judon, who both have superstar for some reason still. Okay. I mean, we're not going to re-sign any of these players, obviously, but I mean, this is kind of why I didn't want to just give it up to the CPU. It would sign too good of a team. But we'll see how this team does. Probably not going to do great with a 53 overall QB. Then we'll get straight into, you know, the point of this video, which is the draft. But okay, at the end of the year, we end up going 1-16. We actually did win a game. That might be the first time we've won a game in year 1 in one of these challenges. Who did we beat? How did we beat a team? It was the Texans of all teams. All right, man. We got smoked by most other teams, but sure. Should I go over? Yeah, we'll go over some of the stats. Ben DiNucci, 6 touchdowns to 18 picks. I mean, I don't know what I expected. George Holani wasn't great. Nicholas Petit-Frere playing like he does in real life. Oh, and Matt Judon actually did well. And Preston Smith. I mean, they probably played a billion snaps, but they did well. But all right, let's get straight to the draft. I don't think we're going to re-sign anyone. I don't know if I should be allowed to. Sometimes I do, but just for fun. But I don't think we're going to here. We're going to start with a complete blank team. But all right, here we go in our first draft. Looks ridiculous as always. I wish it would let you get 32 picks. It's so unsatisfying. I wish it would be all the Seahawks logo. But all right, let's get into this. I do see 2 top 5 talents. I just focus scouted the 3 best players that we didn't already have scouted on the board. These 3D linemen. And let's see if we can hit the #1 player in the class with the #1 pick. I was looking at Christian Farrell. He ran a 4.64. I guess he's only 286. That's not massive for a defensive tackle, but that's still insane. Especially because he put up 37 bench reps. Also, 37 was only 10th for defensive tackles. Okay, but let's take him. If there is going to be a player that is #1, it's going to be a defensive tackle because, shocker, EA messed up. Defensive tackles are like insanely high overalls in Madden 26. I don't know why. But let's just make this defensive line insane. Calvin Loomis out of Florida State, top 5 talent? Sure. Rank 2, okay. Unfortunately, I don't know if we have any more top 5 talent scouted. So let's go with the QB, the 1 first-round talent QB, DJ Samuels. Gonna be a little bit of of a reach technically, but like who cares? We have pretty much every first round pick. He's only 21 years old, out of North Carolina, hoping he can win Offensive Rookie of the Year with us, or hopefully someone can. Rank 7, top 10 player, we'll take that. And let's see, probably the biggest struggle in this challenge, just speaking from experience, is getting a running back who actually plays well. So what I want to do is take one in this first year and just stick with him until he plays well. We might actually take 2, because I can't really tell if Fry or Gladstone are better. I kind of lean Gladstone because he's 2 years younger, but Fry might be a little bit better of an overall. But I mean, guess what? We get to take both. So let's go with Fry first. I would guess like top 16 talent, top 5 talent. Okay. Normal dev though. Okay, he won't be our running back of the future. Almost simulated over one of our picks for some reason. Let's go with Bobby Gladstone. Hopefully he has hidden. Only ranked 35. Also normal. Okay, so we still need a running back apparently. Unfortunately, this doesn't look like a great corner class. Let's go with Waddell. Ranked 10, got him at 6. Hidden dev, sounds good. Should we go with Dowling next? A 4.77. Oh, for some reason I was thinking he was a defensive tackle. Okay, that's fine. I confused myself somehow. But he looks decent. Probably later first. Yeah, 17. I guess that's mid, but later for a true first round talent in Madden, which caps out at like 22. So why am I trying to sim over picks? But let's see, we need a receiver, and I don't really see too great of one, unfortunately. The best looking one is maybe Carl White, or like one of these two maybe. Maybe Devontae Johnson, but he has D catching. I don't feel great about him, but we'll take him because we need to. Rank 14, does have hidden. Let's go with Carl White. I don't know if he's good, but he has a couple A ratings. I don't love the awareness. Rank 64, okay, worse than I expected. At least has hidden, but not great. And all right, last pick I'm gonna show just for the sake of y'all's time. Let's go with the tight end, Logan Thompson. Not Thompson, Thompson. Interesting. Not a great blocker. Is he good? The more I look at him, the more I don't know. That's a lot of elite traits for Trey Cole. Okay, maybe we should go with him. I don't know. Honestly, I don't love any of these tight ends. They all have pretty big flaws. We'll try Trey Cole. Rank 19, okay. Hidden dev, we'll take that. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. Christian Farrell is an 84 overall. Again, I don't know what they did to defensive tackles this year, but they broke something. Like outside of franchise, the overalls are normal, but once you go into franchise, they get boosted by like 8 each or something. Same deal with the draft. They're all too high, and I'm sure it won't get fixed because it's not MUT, it's franchise, and EA doesn't care about franchise. But Calvin Loomis, he's an 80 overall. I think we got all the top 5 talents. Oh, Logan Thompson was one of them. No, I didn't think he was that good after I looked at his athletic traits. Oh, he has 90 speed. Okay, yeah, that would have been the better pick, but I guess that's the only one we missed on. Did we miss on anyone else? An edge rusher? We didn't really need more edge rushers, but that's about it. Some defensive tackles, I guess, but we didn't need them. So we got pretty much everyone, just missed on one. I'd say that was pretty good. Oh yeah, and I guess the best players we drafted that I didn't show are Jonathan Cooks, a 79 overall center, Jamison Alden, a 78 overall corner, a 77 overall tackle and receiver. So we did pretty well. I think I forgot to set strong draft classes in time. So I think this year the draft class will be even better, but we'll have to see. So let's get into year 2/year 1. I guess year 2. I don't necessarily think we're going to be good this year, but we should be a lot better than last year and start building for the future. But okay, here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We are a 78 overall. We're looking decent. We're gonna have to see how Samuels does as a rookie. You know, again, thankfully he's only 21, so he has a ton of time to develop. I feel like we got pretty lucky with the age of our players. You really want to draft like 21-year-olds in Madden, and we definitely got a good amount. So we did well, and we should even have a better draft class this year now that we have actual strong draft classes. I feel like this was even a strong enough draft class. I almost feel like this was as strong draft classes last year, even though this was just normal. Like, did they make draft classes even better? It feels like it. Oh yeah, and I was trying to start Guerrero at linebacker, but it doesn't let me put him as a starter over Brian Asamoah. I don't know why. He's not a starter anywhere else. So I guess we can only start one of our rookie off-ball linebackers for some reason. But all right, let's get to the mid-season point, and we'll see how the team's doing. I don't think we're going to be great yet by any means, but we'll see if we at least have a few wins. I hope so. Okay, at the mid-season, we are only 1-6. I guess that's fair. We're probably, well, that's a weird screen. That's new, I feel like. But yeah, we're still the lowest overall team, not by a whole lot. The Saints Saints are only an 81, so definitely fair that we're 1-6 though. But I do kind of want to look at our stats. Samuel's not too great so far, has been sacked 19 times. Whoa, Gladstone has 7.7 yards per carry. A running back can get a run longer than 10 yards in Madden? I didn't know that was possible. Oh, I guess all of them can now. Did they change that finally? Thank God. So they did do something to simulation. I thought it was exactly the same. I don't understand this game, but I'm glad this is at least different now. Oh, we only have 2 picks on the year. One of them isn't even one of our starters. But all right, obviously no important re-signings. It's just like practice squad guys. But I don't think I'm gonna bench anyone, so let's just get to the end of the year and we'll see what happens. Can we win a few more games? I hope so. Okay, we do actually finish 6-11. That is probably a lot better than we should be. We beat the Chargers and the Cardinals by a few points to close out the season, but DJ Samuels had a really good second half to the year. Sacked 56 times, but 23 touchdowns to 10 picks. We'll take that. Ooh, Raphael Fry actually did a lot better than I expected. 11 yards. White girl's shaking right now. Thomas Baca, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns as a rookie. I wasn't sure if we would have one rookie receiver do better than the others or if they would all be mid, but could win Offensive Rookie of the Year. If we don't win Rookie of the Year, that's going to be embarrassing. But ooh, our tackles weren't great. I guess that'll do it. We didn't have that many tackles though. 92 for Burnham, 11 TFLs for Dowling led the team in sacks, 13 for Loomis, 7.5 for Dowling. Our pass rush was a lot better than I expected. But picks, Brian Asamoah led the team with 2. I wish I could have made him not a starter, but it wouldn't let me. But 1 pick for 5 different players. Okay, Joe Burrow is the new Patrick Mahomes or Dak Prescott in Madden. He wins every MVP in Madden now. I don't know why. But let's see, Baca at number 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year obviously goes to Thomas Baca. Fry at 2, Samuels at 3. Actually a non-Seahawk up here, Sean Rudolph for the Saints. Couple at the bottom too. But Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Calvin Loomis. I thought if there was a side of the ball we wouldn't win Rookie of the Year on, it would be defense before I looked at the stats. Sometimes players randomly do well, like a linebacker racking up a bunch of tackles or something, but it was mostly Seahawks, so that's cool. But honestly, really good first year for how low of an overall team this was. But let's get into our second draft. I don't know if we're gonna have as many first round picks this year because we're gonna get to a point where they start to hurt the team because first round picks are expensive. They're contracts to be backups, but we still might get 25. We'll see. Ooh, and our dev traits are pretty good. Thankfully, the big one, Samuels has superstar. God, the loading screens in this game take so long. I'm trying to time up my talking with like when I think something will show up, and it's like a good 6 seconds slower than Madden 25. I know it's an early version of the game, but God, even for a Madden game, there are so many issues in this game. Anyway, thankfully Samuels has superstar. That was the most important dev trait we could have gotten. But Baca went up to superstar, Johnson had superstar, and then on defense, we got 1 X Factor. Unsurprisingly, a defensive tackle. Christian Farrell, up to an 87 now with X Factor. I'm surprised he didn't even play a little better, but should in the future. And Loomis went up to superstar. Oh, wait, also, well, I really wish I could have started Guerrero. He also had X Factor. I think he played because I put him at sub linebacker, but I wish he played his snaps and the ones that Asamoah played. So pretty good dev traits. But all right, now let's get to the draft. And what position should we go for? Definitely tackle, but I don't know if any tackles play well in Madden 26. Maybe a running back because, I mean, Fry did well, but he didn't get star. We need one with a dev trait. And maybe safety or corner. We'll see. I mean, we'll probably draft every position, so I don't know what the point of that was, but whatever. But all right, in the draft, we have 22 first-round picks this year. Still probably way more than we need, but we'll take all of them. That took forever. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. I mean, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Oh no, my job is so hard. But what do we want to do with this first pick? I do thankfully see a top 5 talent running backs. Running back, Barry Cox. I mean, if you say so. But we actually have a few top 5 talents scouted. Some great last names. Cameron Cummings. We got Cummings, Cox. Fun. But I guess we'll take him here because tackle is easily our biggest need, I would say, with how our tackles played last year. He ran a 4.81. I feel like 40 times are even more stupid in Madden 26. I didn't know that was possible, but we'll take him. Rank 2. I figured he wasn't going to be 1 because his strength isn't crazy, but we'll take that. Let's see if we can find like a 90 overall defensive tackle. I wonder if that's possible. Ruiz looks good. Carey looks good. I think Ruiz looks a little better. Ran a 4.67. Sure. Only rank 6, that surprises me. But all right, let's see if one of these tackles are really good. Beckham looks really good. Great strength as a pass blocker. We'll take that with a run block. Only rank 9. I would have guessed 1, honestly. Not bad though. But let's see, let's go with a DB. Our secondary wasn't great. Parker looks pretty good. Ooh, the rare Madden corner with B play rec. Sure. Doesn't look insane, but pretty good. Rank 14. Normal dev. Okay, he's worse than I expected. Unfortunately, I don't see a good safety this year. I guess Justice is maybe the best out of the group, but even he doesn't look too great. Looks fine. Ooh, rank 51. Worse than I expected. Where are the good players this year? Let's go with Sean Harris, top 5 talent tight end. Sure. Rank 5. Let's go with the running back, Barry McCockiner or whatever. Rank 4, got him at 7. Hidden dev, thankfully. Could be our starter this year. But let's see, what top 5 talents are left? We got 2, 4, 5. I think that's it, right? So we still need 1, 1, and 3. Cade Ferguson looks pretty good, but his awareness isn't amazing. I'm thinking it'll probably be a lineman. Chad Marshall looks pretty good. Only solid strength, though. Could be Peralta. Maybe. I don't know, but he looks good. Ranked 8, okay. I want to find 1 and 3. I always try to do that. It's probably a defensive tackle. It's probably like Battles or something. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. He looks insane, but he probably isn't that insane just because defensive tackles look better than they are. But this year, I don't know. They are pretty insane. I don't know. Let's go with Antonio Howard. He looks pretty good. Rank 11. And I'll show one more pick this year. Let's go with the top 5 talent. J.R. Carey. Maybe he's one of the top 5s? No, rank 31. Okay, I figured. Overall, not as good of a draft as last year, but we were picking a lot more for need than we were last year. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Unfortunately, we didn't get the best player, but I don't even know who the best player was. I guess maybe Miles Andrews was counted as the best. We missed him at guard, but I guess that's it. There was also Matthews at running back, but I wasn't going to take another running back. There was a good tight end, but we already picked a tight end. There was a good guard, but we already picked a guard. Like, the only real miss was Andrews. I should have taken him. But he's a pass protector. Pass protectors are so hard to tell which ones are good because there are no A+ ratings. There need to be A+ ratings. Was the best player like a kicker or punter or something? I wonder. I'll check after the draft. But overall, we did all right. Should have a better line this year. After pick 12, I just simulated it. The CPU picked a 70 overall linebacker, but the rest of the picks were fine. Picked a why? It picked 4 more defensive tackles and 3 more offensive tackles, an edge rusher, a linebacker. Apparently it thought we needed more trenches, I guess. I don't know. But all right, let's get into year 3. And this year we could be decent. Man, what the hell is the CPU's draft logic? Look how many defensive tackles we have. Why? We have 11. We're fine there. We don't need to take more. God. We only have 4 linebackers on the roster. One's a 59, but yeah, let's take more defensive tackles. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 3. We're up to an 82. We need a new scheme, apparently. Should I change the offensive playbook? Because our offense sucked last year. I don't know. I don't know if I want to change it yet, but we'll go, I guess, vertical power run. Sure. Don't know if that matches with our playbook, but whatever. We have an 84 overall offense, 81 overall defense. We definitely need more secondary still. I don't love our secondary. Also, it still won't let me start Guerrero. Does it not let you start a linebacker if you only have 3? Like, where would he be starting? Oh, you know what I bet is happening? I bet if we switch to a 4-3, it would show Guerrero as a starting right outside linebacker. And I bet they coded the game weird, so in a 3-4, even though it doesn't show him starting, yep, that's exactly what it is. I guess a left outside linebacker, a Sam linebacker, but I guess the difference between a 3-4 and a 4-3 is only visual. That's something. Gotta love this game. I've also seen people complaining that they have issues where, like, offensive linemen will start at receiver or just players will be out of position, like offensive players will start on defense. What a great launch this has been. Even for a Madden game, the expectations are 0 and they still disappoint. I feel like I didn't complain enough in my first Madden 26 video. I feel like I complained too much in my videos, but I feel like I didn't even complain enough in that one. Like, this is a $1 billion company, by the way, making slop, copy and pasting last year's game and still somehow messing stuff up. Like, it's insane. But all right, whatever. Let's get into the year. Let's get to the mid-season point. And let's hope we're better than last year, maybe? Okay, we are definitely better than last year. We are 3-4 at the mid-season. Unfortunately, it looks like we were 3-2 a couple weeks ago. We lost to the Panthers and the Packers. I looked at the Packers logo and said Panthers, and I looked at the Panthers logo and said Packers. Somehow still got them right, but but whatever. How's it going? How's the season? DJ Samuel's still getting sacked a lot. Why did they raise sack numbers in this game? I feel like they were fine before. Ooh, Thomas Baca's having a monster year. Not many receiving touchdowns, but good. Cooks isn't great at, whoa, Peralta, 6 sacks from right guard. You're getting benched. And 2 picks again at the midseason. I set DB as our 3-star focus position or whatever. We'll go, I guess, safety. Usually I can tell which corners are the best, easier. I don't know, it's about the same. But still no re-signings, obviously, just backups. I mean, I guess a kicker. I feel like I've seen a million players with the exact name Andy St. Louis. I don't know why. That name just sticks in my mind. That's so weird to me, but we'll re-sign him. But let's get to the end of the year, and can we make the playoffs already with only an 82 overall team? Let's find out. Wait, I forgot to bench the guard. Then we'll get to the end of the year. Ooh, okay, rough second half to the year. We only go 6-11 once again. I said, let's see if we can make the playoffs, and we go 6-11. That's tough. But DJ Samuel's 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks, much better than last year. Still sacked 43 times, but that's 10 less than last year. I forgot how many times he got sacked last year. 13 less than last year, so we'll take that. Barry Cox was decent. Please have a good dev trait, at least superstar. Okay, he does have superstar. Good. Wearing Russell Wilson's number 3. But Thomas Baca, almost 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's really our only receiver getting yards. We'll probably change the offensive playbook this year. This one doesn't seem great. Let's see, the O-line was fine. The tackle duo was much better than last year. I benched Peralta for Beckham. Beckham was better. I didn't realize Peralta was at left guard, so it's not as bad, but whatever. I don't know why I closed out of the stats. I guess offense is the only thing that matters, but Guerrero, 105 tackles, so I guess just sub linebacker is the only thing that matters. That's fine. Ooh, up to an 85. Love to see that. But TFL 16 for Howard led the team in sacks, 9.5 for Howard as a rookie, 8 for Pharrell, only 7 for Loomis this year. Kind of disappointed, but whatever. And only, what is this, 7 picks? 2 for Ruggs and Parker, 1 for 3 players. But MVP, oh, it wasn't Joe Burrow, it was Patrick Mahomes. All right, almost worse. Traylon Burks at 2. They make blocking worse, but they can't make slot receiver less broken. Why? Chris Godwin wins Offensive Player of the Year, though. That's unique, at least. Baca at 10. Let's see. We don't actually take Offensive Rookie of the Year. I guess that makes sense. We didn't have that many rookies starting this year. But Cox at number 3. But we do get Defensive Rookie of the Year. Antonio Howard takes it. But all right, once again, no playoffs. What is the good playbook in this game? Offensive playbook. Is it the Bengals, or are the Bengals too pass heavy? They might be. I might just go Bills, to be honest. I'm sure that's boring, but either Bills or Chiefs. We could try the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs playbook wasn't as good last year. I never really used the Chiefs playbook though anymore. Oh, this team is looking nice though. We got some good dev traits this year. Harris has X Factor. We'll take that. I guess that makes sense. He was a top 5 talent. Loading screens are so long, but we'll take that. But all right, we'll try the Chiefs offensive playbook for once. Howard has X Factor too. We haven't been incredibly lucky with dev traits, but those should help. But all right, in the draft, we only have 7 first-round picks this year. I say only, but here's why. We have negative 29 mil in cap from even these picks, so we have to start being careful. But this should be more than enough. I don't even know how many first-round picks we need still. The only things we desperately need are probably just secondary still. Ooh, Arrington, when did he get superstar? Did I just miss that? I think I just missed that, honestly. I mean, that's kind of nice, but he didn't develop that much as a rookie. Oh yeah, I guess he was a year 2 player, and he gained superstar. We still might draft one though, to be honest. But I mean, I didn't really see that good of a safety. Wow, that's a lot of 2nd to 3rd round talents. But as strong safety, there's at least Cortez, but he's already 23. If I was gonna go with a safety, I would probably go Glenn, because he's only 21. Ooh, there is at least one top 5 talent we have scouted. I mean, pretty clearly a top 5 talent. Look at his ratings. I think we'll just take him here, because I mean, why not? He ran a 4.27. Okay, this, I would have to guess he's the best player in the class. Maybe there's a defensive tackle. He's number 2. Okay. Let's see. I focus scouted this receiver. He's okay. He just has bad deep route running. Ooh, this tackle looks really good. We have to be more picky with our picks here. This guy has elite strength. He looks pretty good. Just, I don't really know what else we need, at least desperately. Maybe like linebacker depth. Mike Edwards looks fine. Let's go with Barwin at tackle. We could always use more O-line depth. I don't trust our O-line. Ranked 15. A lot worse than I expected, but still good. Let's go with Watkins. He looked decent. Ranked number 4. Okay. I'm sure the rest of the top 5 talents are like one of these running backs, maybe both of these running backs. Briscoe looks pretty good. He's already 23 though. Let's go with Matt Bennett. I'm curious. Yeah, 44 bench reps. Okay, he's probably pretty good. Is he top 10? Number 1 in the class. He was supposed to go in the 2nd to 3rd round. We'll take that. He's better than the corner though. I thought the corner looked a lot better. Well, let's go with Lamar Lynch. Elite change direction. Love to see that for a corner. He looks pretty good. Ranked 22. I thought he would be even better than that, but at least hidden. And 2 more picks. I think we'll go with 2 safeties. Let's go Cortez. Ranked 7. Got him at 6. Okay, maybe we don't need to go with the other safety. Let's go with a linebacker. We'll go Mike Edwards. He looks okay. Okay, better than okay. Rank 3. I didn't think he would be because he only has B pursuit, B to D block shed, but I feel like we lucked into a lot of good picks there. They were a lot better than I expected. But okay, wow, what a draft. I mean, I know it was easy because we had the first 7 picks, but even with those first 7 picks, we got some good value. How many of the top 5 talents did we get? Was it 3? That's not bad for 7 picks. And when I was just picking for need, for the most part. But yeah, Eric Cooper's an 83. Matt Bennett is an 84. Mike Edwards is an 82. What a draft. Who did I miss on? Okay, Gregory Nash, but I mean, Bennett was better, so I didn't really miss. Solomon Green was good, but like we didn't really miss on anyone. But all right, let's get into year 4, right? And this year we should be decent, I think. But okay, here is a look at the team heading into year 4. Lots of superstars now, almost an all gold offense. Up to an 88 overall. We're looking good on paper, as you would hope. I mean, that's not the worry of this rebuild. The worry is this team actually playing as well as it should. I'm gonna start this as our O-line this year. Oh, for some reason, Peralta lost a bunch of morale. He was projected to be a starter, thankfully won't, because he was horrible last year. But I mean, he's good depth, I guess, technically. And then here's the defense. I got it laid out kind of how I want. Also found another X factor, Carey at defensive tackle. Go figure, a defensive tackle. Already 23, but I mean, with X factor, I'll still take that. We seriously had like, I think 15 defensive tackles on the roster. I had to get rid of some of them, but we'll start these 3. But this year we should be really good. I actually got Guerrero as a starter now. I had to mess with the depth chart a lot, but we got it. So this should be a good year, like I said. Let's get to the midseason and we'll see how we do. But okay, at the midseason point, we are 5-2, our first time with a winning record, thankfully. Still gotta check, is anyone playing bench worthy? Okay, apparently, I'm glad I looked. 22 sacks allowed still. Why? Okay, Gonzalez is benched. I want to bench the tackles too, but do we even have anyone to play there? I don't know. We'll put in Cooks at center, who I don't think was good when he did play, but whatever. And then Barwin in for Stalker, I guess? I don't know. I feel like we don't have any good options, even though they're all good players, because that makes sense. But all right, very short mid-season, because, oh, we will have 5th-year options, but we can't do them yet. At the end of the year, we'll have to pick these up. These are not cheap. I don't know how many we are going to pick up, because I don't know how many are starters. I guess Waddell, Alden, Cooks now, Arrington, Johnson, Loomis, Samuels, Guerrero, all these guys are up here. So we'll pick those up, but not going to be cheap. And I know, I guess I could do this rebuild without, you know, salary cap turned on, but I don't know, that just doesn't seem fun to me. Rebuilds without salary cap just feel not as fun. I don't know why. I like the added intensity of trying to keep the team together while barely being able to afford it. I don't know. But all right, super quick before I show how we did in year number 4. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like if you've been enjoying. Be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff, especially subscribe. Because if you like man rebuilds, there are going to be a lot of goofy ones soon. Oh yeah, and you know what? I'm not going to do a question of the day today, but be sure to come back tomorrow. I think I'll be done with it. You know what? Since y'all have stayed this long, I'll give a little spoiler. The next video I'm going to do is going to be a realistic rebuild of a very bad team that I think y'all will really enjoy. A team that I haven't rebuilt much on the channel despite them being horrible. And then the one I do after that should be a banger. That should be a good one. It's going to be a goofy one, a very long one to set up, but should be a fun one. I have a lot of fun stuff planned. At least I think it's fun. But all right, that's enough yapping. Here's how the team is looking at the end of year 4, up to a 90 overall. Also, we drafted 2 more X factors on defense, Cortez and Edwards. Oh, and Cooper, so 3. Good lord. You know what? We haven't gotten an X factor lineman yet. I wonder if no, I highly doubt they took him out of draft classes. I don't know if they changed anything from Madden 25 to 6 with draft classes, other than the positions, but they barely changed those. They still left some defensive tackles at edge in draft classes. But anyways, in year number 4, we ended up going 10-7, and we finally made the playoffs. Doesn't look like we had an amazing second half to the year, but it was decent. Samuels got sacked 58 times, but 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns, 8 picks. Cox was fine. Baca and Johnson did well. Baca had 18 touchdowns. I'm scared to look. Cummings allowed 18 sacks. Barwin was awful. All right, so we're gonna bench some players for the playoffs, apparently. Bennett was pretty horrible, too. 7 sacks from right guard. We'll put Stalker back in at right tackle. We'll put somebody else at left tackle, and we'll bench Bennett. God, how did they make O-line even more stupid than it was? Like, overall literally means nothing for linemen now. What's Cummings' rank, allowing 18 sacks? He's ranked number 3. He's the 3rd best left tackle in the league, and he allowed 18 sacks. I think the most sacks allowed in real life last year was like 12, and I can tell you whoever did that doesn't have an 87 overall in Madden. It's just so weird. But Guerrero, 103 tackles, TFLs, 12 for Guerrero, led the team, and sacks. Ooh, lots of sacks. 16.5 for Loomis, 12.5 for Ward and Farrell. I keep wanting to say Farrell and Farrell, and I don't know, but only 4 picks on the year. All right, we might go with a new defensive playbook. It still wasn't good this year, and it absolutely should be. Joe Burrow wins an MVP. All right, cool. I guess that's only 2 so far. I'm excited to use my custom rosters. Hopefully once I start to do that, it'll make things a little less chaotic, but I don't know. But DJ Samuels, number 3, I almost missed him somehow. Baca, number 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Samuels, 7. Loomis, 6 for Defensive Player of the Year. But let's see, any rookies? Edwards, 5. Okay, all right, let's switch around our O-line again. Don't know if it'll work out necessarily, but we got to try something. It sucked. We'll try Peralta at right guard. I don't feel great about that though, and then we'll put Stalker back in at right tackle. How did they make O-line play more random and like backwards, where it seems like the higher overall the player is, the worse they do? But all right, anyways, enough complaining. I can't believe it. What kind of defensive playbook do we want to go with? Whose was good this year? I still can't really tell what the good defensive playbooks are. Rams had a lot of sacks. Who allowed the least yards? I feel like that's the best sign of consistency. The Bills. I don't know. The Bills is so hit or miss. It works for them, but I feel like every time I use it lately, it doesn't work out super well. It used to, but not as much anymore. We'll try it though. Our defense wasn't that good. We'll see how this goes. But all right, can we get our first playoff win of the rebuild? Can we beat the Falcons in the wild card? Let's see. We do by 1 point, 20-19. You know what? I want to check. How did the line do? Because I might make even more benches. I might switch players around again. I'm going to be really overreactionary with this. Okay, only sacked 2 times. Never mind. We'll leave it. We sacked them a lot, though. But we're going to be taking on the 86 overall Giants. Where do we rank for overall? Are we the best? I would hope so. Having every first-round pick. The Chiefs are still tied with us. All right, man. Chiefs are just unbeatable in Madden, at least in terms of overall. But can we get past the Giants and move on to the conference championship in year 4 after just 4 years ago having literally no roster? We can. We beat them 27-10. And we are going to be taking on the also 86 overall Rams in the conference championship. The Titans made the conference championship? Okay. But can we move on to a Super Bowl in year 4, going from 6-11 last year to maybe Super Bowl if we're lucky? It doesn't look like it. It's going to be a Titans-Rams Super Bowl, a rematch from however long ago, like 2002 or something. We got smoked 21-3, but we still have 1 more year to try to win this team a Super Bowl. We got close. Ooh, what's this? Player recognition? Oh yeah, I saw one of these a couple days ago. What? I can't remember what it is. Just someone who did well. He does deserve the... Who are we talking about? I remember it didn't tell me who we're talking about last time either. I guess he does deserve the recognition. I have no idea. Okay, our QB. I guess it's always you. Is it always your QB? Must be, because it was last time too. I don't know. But it looks like the Rams beat the Titans again in the Super Bowl. But all right, for re-signings, this is where this year we might not have too many draft picks. I mean, I guess it'll still let us, so we'll still have 7, but we are going to be way, way deep in cap purgatory. I guess we won't even get to these 5th-year options, though. These will hit next year, so we're fine. Might as well pick them all up. I do want to check at the midseason next year how much negative cap we have, though, just for fun. What's the over-under on negative 200 mil? We'll see. But all right, in our final draft, of course, we have the top 7 picks. Y'all want to see? Well, I guess you see it right there. Negative 139 mil in cap already. Fun. So yeah, definitely limiting ourselves to 7 picks. I guess it doesn't really matter, but we don't need any more. I didn't really see too many. I love that it's doing the invisible, transparent background glitch. Love how many glitches are in this game. But I didn't see many top 5 talents. I guess only one. It's probably gonna kick me out of the draft. Watch. No, this will be the one time that it doesn't, because I said that. Yeah, obviously. Okay, thankfully it's fixed, but the one top 5 talent I see is Emilio Colon out of Oregon. We do maybe need tackle, but like also at the same time we don't, but at the same time we do, but at the same time we don't. So I'm just gonna take him. Rank 5, honestly, look at his ratings. How is he not better? He has an A for everything. An 89 strength, that isn't bad. He's a pass protector with all A run blocking stats. How is he only rank 5? All right, next, let's go with a receiver. Who do we want? Ward isn't amazing. Romero looks insane. Yeah, never mind, rank 35. Okay, I don't know how. He has A short route, A medium route, A deep route. What? And he's ranked 35? What did they do to receivers in draft classes? I feel like I haven't really seen any great receivers now that I think about it. Actually, I did last year, but they were weird ones. It was like a random playmaker, rank 31. Okay, barely better. Drafting is even weirder than last year. It feels so random. But then again, I don't think they changed anything. This game is so weird, man. Let's go with Ryan Burbank. He looks really good. Bad run defender. Okay, not very good. Rank 45. Really? With A awareness, A play rec, A finesse, A pursuit, but it still gave us an A+? I don't understand. Get me out of here. I'm scared. Let's go with Roosevelt. He might be top 5. Number 9. Is this just a really good draft class? Maybe? Oh yeah, and let's look for a DB. I almost forgot. There's a pretty good safety. How are the corners? Oh, a lot of good ones. I don't see any insane ones, but a lot of good ones. Let's go with Waynes. He looks pretty good. Rank 25. Do I just not know how to draft anymore? This was a bad draft for having the top 7 picks. Let's go with Middlebrooks. He looks fine. I barely even looked at him, but he looks pretty good. Rank 7. Okay, we'll take that. Kind of a stinker of a draft to end on, but we didn't really need anything anyway, so whatever. But all right, here's how we did. Cologne was an 82, so I guess maybe it was just a good draft class. Oh yeah, Middlebrooks was an 82, ranked 7. Roosevelt's an 81. Okay, yeah, this was just a really, really good draft class. Who were the best ones? Okay, it was a running back. Tatum was the better corner. Okay. Cardona was a good center. I didn't even look at him. And it was like defensive tackle, left tackle, which we already took. Bradley was good. Didn't he have like C awareness? Or I guess B probably. I don't know. I'm washed, apparently. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into the final year. We've obviously built a very good roster here. Up to a 91, and that should only be much higher by the end of the year. This team should still develop like crazy. Also, Samuels got X Factor. I guess just this last year, right? Yeah, he got X Factor. Doesn't really say why, but we'll take that. I guess it makes sense. He was, what, number 3 for MVP? But I guess this is the O-line we're gonna go with. I mean, these were the guys who did the best, apparently. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure I'm gonna have to bench someone at the midseason, but we'll see who. And then here's the defense. This is a nice looking defense in terms of dev traits. I guess it's a lower overall than our offense, but I mean, it looks good. Wait, and who's our best player, I wonder? I never really checked that, but is it Samuels or who's the highest overall? No, it's Baca at a 94, so we've got some pretty good players here. They've developed decently well. Gotta check though, where do we rank for overall? I would hope we're number 1 with this many first round picks and being this negative in cap space. Okay, the Chiefs are an 89, so we are 2 overall higher than any team in the league. We'll take that, but that's not what I'm worried about. We knew that was gonna happen. Let's hope this team actually does well. Looks like we had a rough preseason. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come, but let's get straight to the end of year number 5 and let's see how we do. All right, at the end of year 5, we end up going 13-4. We'll take that. Now, I guess we had a little bit worse of a second half to the year. We did start out 6-0. We lost the next 2, of course, but won the next 3, just lost, I guess, 2 more after that. Still did well, though. But let's check out our stats for the final year. DJ Samuels, 4,500 yards, 42 touchdowns to 3 picks. Still sacked 50 times. Barry Cox, 1,200 yards, 4.9 per carry, 11 touchdowns. The one thing I do like is it seems like running backs are better this year in simulation. There aren't like 4 running backs that do well in simulation and that's it. Well, Maybe I take that back a little bit, but no, it's at least more this year. It is mostly the same ones that do really well, but that's fine. But Baca, 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns, 1,000 for Johnson, almost 1,000 for Harris. Blocking, Stalker wasn't great, and I put in Cummings because Barwin was bad at the midseason. I guess we'll put Barwin back in. Maybe bench Stalker, but I don't know. It's like, this line should be good. It is stupid that it isn't. But Edwards, 106 tackles, TFL's 13 for Farrell, and sacks 23 for Howard, breaking at least the real-life sack record. That's probably been shattered here. You know what? With how much more sack numbers seem inflated, I wonder if players can hit like 40 in Madden. I've seen like 35 or 36 is the highest I've seen. I'm curious, but 16 for Loomis, 11.5 for Farrell, 9.5 for Ruiz, even 8 for Watkins, damn. But Cortez with 2 picks led the team and then 1 for 3 different players. I wanna see, what is the record for sacks here? 28 by Alex Highsmith. Okay. I mean, yeah, that still shattered the real life sack record, but wasn't as crazy as I expected. But DJ Samuels does win MVP in our final year. Baca wins Offensive Player of the Year, Samuels at 3, Howard at 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. What did Abdul Carter do? Oh, just a casual 24.5 sacks, 18 from Burns. Why did they inflate sack numbers more? They needed to go in the other direction for simulation. 4 players had 20 plus. Why? Romero at 5 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. This game, man, it's getting worse by the year. I mean, it's getting better with some things, thankfully, but they always regress. They always mess something up. But anyway, we're up to a 93 overall now, and let's hope this is our year for a Super Bowl. Either it happens this year or it doesn't happen. We are going to be taking on the 87 overall Packers in the divisional. We even went up an overall. We're up to a 94. Let's see how the team's looking, just in case this is the end of the rebuild. I sure hope it's not, but it could be. Should we bench any linemen? I guess Cummings for Barwin, but the rest, I don't know if I'm brave enough. I might bench Beckham for Bennett because Beckham was bad, but Bennett was really bad when he played right guard. I don't know. Ooh, Romero has X Factor at receiver. We got another one. Oh, and Watkins has X Factor at defensive tackle. I didn't even notice. I think that got revealed last year, but all right. And Middlebrooks has X Factor. Damn, how many? This might be the most X Factors we've drafted in one of these challenges. I keep noticing them, but all right. Can we beat the Packers in the divisional and move on to the conference championship in the final year? Let's find out. Oh my, we lose 41-36 to the Packers. I tried my best.